What is up? We are here in Chinatown, just the day before the Overview Experience weekend. The main man, George, who's one of the coaches in our program, and we're talking about, as we do when you get around with your friends and colleagues, talk about relationships. And one of the revelations that we just had doing a little bit of work is that we get to choose our partner each and every day. It's like a choosing, it's the ideal. You want to get in a position where you look at your partner and you're like, wow, I get to choose you every single day. But one of the problems with that is that if you can't choose somebody, that you feel like you need. In other words, we're here to empower all areas of our life, spiritually, mentally, career, socially, family, physically. If you haven't taken the time to connect with your higher self spiritually and really outline and identify exactly what you're here to do and what game you're here to play and your connection to God, universe, whatever, and you haven't really taken the time to educate yourself and build your intellect, or you haven't advanced in your career, or expanded into a doing work that's fulfilling to you, or you haven't built up finances and savings and worth financially, and then socially you don't really have a network, and your family dynamics, there's no connections there, and then physically you're tired, you're lacking vitality, then you've now put yourself in a position where you need someone else.
Yeah.
You can't stand on your own. You need somebody else. So then what happens is, if you take a look at the partner that you're with and you feel like you need them because you have not empowered any other area of your life, then there's no way that you can choose them. And what ends up happening is we have a built-in mechanism that creates resentment towards the person that we need because we have chosen to not face our fears and step out of our comfort zone to empower those areas. Like going back to school is a scary thing for many people. Going back, it's like you got to face your fear to do it. But when you do it on the other side, you have expansion and growth. And if you've taken the time to do that, you are now not in a need of another person.
And the distinction between who you're being when you're completely free to choose the person versus who you're being when you feel obligated and stuck.
No choice.
Completely different energy.
Completely different energy, because if you are complete and whole within yourself and expanded and empowered in all areas, and you've taken the time to face your fear, because what's stopping you, if you haven't done that, it's only because you have not really learned how to cultivate that relationship with fear. And usually it's in the form of a mentor. That's why we as coaches, our job is to help people with their relationship with fear, because chances are, if you look at your life, you're limiting yourself. I'm limiting myself. George is limiting himself. We're all limiting ourselves because of our fears. The only way that you can push past your limitations is if you invest in somebody to kick your ass and hold your feet to the fire and expand. Expansion is scary. It's supposed to be. Every single person that I speak to on the phone who's about to make a step towards transforming their life usually is shitting their pants, having anxiety. Some of them even actually vomit and throw up. They're so scared. And then many of them actually, when they're confronted by that, they retreat. In other words, they haven't faced their fears. It takes you stepping past your fear in order to do that, to expand and grow. And if you haven't taken the time and you haven't done that for yourself, then what happens is you now have disempowered yourself. You've put yourself there. And then you can't choose your partner.
You can observe that in all types of relationships. It can be at work, it could be with your family, it could be with your spouse. Just observe and see to what extent your perception that you're obligated and needy towards them impacts and changes who you're being when you're with them.
That's right.
As opposed to those moments where you feel free.
That's right.
And you're yourself.
And you know this intuitively. You know this. This isn't new news for you. This might be a different language, but if I'm with you and I feel like I need you in order to survive, and you know this intuitively, you know this. This isn't new news for you. This might be a different language, but if I'm with you and I feel like I need you in order to survive, then I have this inborn then what happens is it's a unspoken infatuation because I don't have empowerment. And because I have this infatuation with you, then I resent you for it. And then I punish you for it because then we have a situation where it's not a fulfilling relationship because I need you, right? And so the answer always is to expand yourself, to face fears and to expand and in all areas, so you choose yourself. And when you do that, you then can look and go, I can take this person or leave them. Therefore, I'm going to choose them each and every day, which is the foundation of a fulfilling relationship. So please share with us what comes up for you when you hear this. And I know that you know somebody that needs to hear this message. Please share this with them as well. And I look forward to seeing you at the next perfect time.